Dallas, Texas, as the Mavericks look to work the home court advantage. Welcome, everyone, to NBA basketball here on 2K Sports. Tonight, it's Noche Latina, celebration of Latin culture in the league. It's become an annual tradition and a very good one. I'm Kevin Harlan, and here with me today, Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. So the Clippers win the tip. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. And the Clippers, looking at who they've got, Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan, and it's Pierce in at the 3 spot. And guys, Blake Griffin has got to be one of the more humble stars in the league. You rarely hear about off-court issues in interviews. He's engaging and comes off kind of as a regular guy.
That's the way it appears to me, Kevin. The young man has his head screwed on pretty tight and both feet on the ground. He started out as a class act, and he stayed one.
Dallas shooting their first free throws of this game.
And a season ago, they hit about 75% of their free throws.
Both free throws good from Nowitzki.
And talking about Blake Griffin, one of the more well-liked players in our league, but also one of the most teed-up players, top 5 in the league for the past 4 seasons. He's been ejected from several games as well.
Williams dishes to Pachulia. The basket is good off the assist from Williams.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Jordan kicks to Pierce. Jordan the screen. Down low. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
And, you know, getting back to Griffin, it's hard to stay grounded in this league. All the money, endorsements, ad campaigns, commercials, and so forth, that stuff can take you off track. But I think he's going to be grounded and maintain his focus going forward.
And it's Nowitzki missing.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Now here's Nowitzki. Deflects the pass. Al Paul. He dishes it to Redick. Back to Paul. 5 to shoot. Shoots off the step back. The shot by Redick, no good. And so it's Dallas with it. Pass to Pierce. The feed now to Redick. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. He was all alone on that one. Paul's got his first 2 points.
Could be the first of a lot of mid-range jumpers that we see from him.
Last season, the Clippers came away with the 3rd seed out west. They were very tough in conference and managed to get 37 of their 56 wins against Western Conference teams.
The Clippers have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And the basket by Pierce. And here in the first, about 3 minutes in, Williams passes to Nowitzki. Fades. Count the bucket.
It's got to be nice for them to know that game in and game out, his offense is going to be there for him.
The Clippers in the lead. Paul outside. Oh, and he's going up for the alley-oop here. Pachulia with the steal. Nowitzki outside. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Williams kicks to Nowitzki. Good. And a nice assist for Williams. And it's 6 points for Nowitzki.
And a really good way to start the game. He's a guy who, if he gets it going early, he's going to give you problems.
Mavs made the playoffs again last season. 14th playoff berth for them in the last 15 years, and only the San Antonio Spurs have made more, Greg, over that time frame.
Yeah, and they had a tough first-round opponent in the number 2 seed, Houston. A good old Texas tussle between the 2 and the 7 seeds.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. A big group substitution here for the Clippers. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for Jordan. Smith comes in for Blake Griffin. Lance Stephenson's checked in for Pierce. And it's Crawford in for J.J. Redick. And it's Smith missing.
Yeah, and you know, the Mavs got bounced out by the Rockets in 5 games in round 1. They were able to avoid the sweep, but losing the first 3 was way too much to overcome.
Shot by Villanueva, no good.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Stevenson dishes to Paul. Will not go. This is off the front iron.
And for Dallas in the playoffs, really, it didn't help to have the Rondo drama going on at the time. Even if that hadn't happened, though, you got the feeling that they were overmatched against a red-hot Houston team.
And here is Los Angeles now. The Mavericks making the shot. Aldrich. The rebound by Anderson.
And typically, he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
No good on the triple. Here's Crawford. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. It's his first trip to the line.
And over the course of last year, he was up over 90%. And with a stroke like that, you see why.
And guys, if a game was coming down to the wire and an opponent needed to foul, I mean, he was the guy they wanted with the ball in his hands. I mean, shooting the free throws because of his proficiency there.
It's a tie game in Dallas. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside his older brother. His dad was his coach.
You know, watching him kind of go.
Well, talking about taking the right course, we know that the older brother of Blake Griffin, 3 years older, you know, he played, as did Blake, for their dad, Tommy, in high school, and they were terrific high school players and 4-time state champions.
I mean, it always helps to have a big brother who's kind of been there and done that and can share those experiences with you. It doesn't hurt to have a dad also who's a pro player either, and also a college coach.
And as we return, it's Noche Latina, celebrating the NBA's connection to the Latin American community. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
Not much room to operate offensively. The defense has been stifling through the first.
Greg, they haven't given up a lot of easy chances at all.
Chandler Parsons out there with Anderson. Then it's Matthews. Then there's Harris. And it's Powell in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the lineup out there for the Mavericks. Well, last year, DeAndre Jordan turned in another great defensive performance. In fact, first team all-defense announced in the NBA after last season. Anchored his team, as he always seems to do.
And Jordan was a force in the middle, over 2 blocks a game again, and changed countless others with his effort.
Paul kicks to Griffin. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Parsons sets a screen for Harris. It's deflected and stolen by Jordan. Here's Crawford. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats here for the Clippers?
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnover.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount. 3 straight hoops in transition now. They'll want to end that trend in a hurry.
Yeah, no excuse for giving up the easy, fast break baskets like they have. They've got to do a better job of engaging there.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. And guys, Wesley Johnson, 4th overall pick back in the 2011 draft. Everyone thought he would have the jump shot to become a prolific scorer, and Clark the length to defend at a high level.
Yeah, you know, in his rookie year, he averaged 9 points a game. Last year, his 5th, he averaged 10. I think it's to the point where he is what he is.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Pachulia, he's checked in for Powell. Nowitzki comes in for Anderson. Darren Williams is subbed in for Harris. Pierce is checked in for Wesley Johnson. Matthews with the steal. Parsons with it. He's picked up by Jordan. Nowitzki's shot's good.
You know, and getting back to Wesley Johnson, you kind of want to kidnap him and just chain him to a set of weights. I mean, he has all the natural ability in the world to be a difference maker, but he just lacks the strength to do anything with it. I mean, a voracious competitor in college. He's been relegated to marginal production at the pro level, and I really feel like a lot of it is because he physically struggles at times at this level.
Redick against Matthews. Shot off the screen, and the jumper is on the mark. And the Clippers lead by 5.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Yeah, and that field goal percentage zooming upwards is now above 50%, which is pretty strong.
Griffin against Nowitzki. Parsons for 3. The offensive rebound.
Look at this little fella going in there and eating up some glass.
Paul against Matthews. Jordan the screen. Redick passes to Paul. Buries it from 3-point range. And now it's an 8-point Clipper lead.
You know, on the topic of Wesley Johnson, I remember him in college. I remember the guy who took over games and even showed a certain toughness when he did it. He hasn't gotten to that point here in the pros, so he may soon be entering a crossroads in his career.
The shot's good from Paul. Paul's got 7.
Well, I tell you what, getting out in transition has really been a big part of this run they're on now.
And the best way to pile up points in a hurry, just run and get your buckets before the defense can get set.
Here's Nowitzki. He trains the turnaround jump shot. Nowitzki's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Got him with the turnaround there. That was as sweet as honey.
Paul dishes to Redick. Here's Griffin. Good work defensively by Nowitzki. Mavericks trail by 8. And Matthews kicks to Nowitzki. Right side, Williams. There's a screen. Left side, Parsons. Lock at 6. Back to Williams. Some nice passing here by Dallas. A 3 from Matthews. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan. Jordan's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And the call will be against Darren Williams. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
That's his 2nd personal foul. If he gets another, it probably puts him on the bench for the rest of the first half.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, Cole Aldrich. He's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Smith comes in for Blake Griffin. Lance Stevenson subbed in for Chris Paul.
Another gap in the defense found there, and they've really had their number today.
Tell you what, Kevin, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
Clark, that deficit will go away quickly if he does.
And how about how he capped that one out, almost like the 1-2 punch.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks.
Whoa! Woo. And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And the highlight reel replay brought to you by Kia. Good stuff on that Kia Slam Cam. Good if it goes. No good trying to beat the buzzer. And so that's the end of it.
Yes, Kevin,
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. It's the 2K Sports Half. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The largest lead for them during the... And now, folks, it's just about time for the third...
Now the third quarter about to get going. It's been quite a game for Dirk Nowitzki.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
Getting underway in the second half, here's the 5 for Doc Rivers. Inside, it's Griffin and Jordan. Chris Paul and J.J. Redick are the guards. And it's Pierce in at the small forward. And that one's good.
You know, so many games are decided by which team wins the rebound battle, and that's held true in this one so far.
And Clark, their effort on the glass has given them the advantage, but it's also been the effort in general that's made a difference.
You know, you look at Dallas, and that team didn't rely too much on the mid-range or the short game last season, but they could have. They shot 70% from 12 feet and in, excluding drives. That's pretty good.
For the Mavs, and that 70% shooting from 12 feet and in, a lot of dirt, high posts, and push shots from their guards will do that.
It isn't the most efficient shot by analytics, but there is a lot to be had in the mid-range. If teams only protect the 3 and the rim, you can feast on them with the little short push shots, and the Mavs did that last season.
Harris kicks to Parsons. Nowitzki a screen. Pachulia the pass to Parsons. Here's Harris. Makes it off the glass. Harris has got his first points in this one.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
And Chandler Parsons really set off a Texas rivalry last year, drafted by the Rockets in the second round. He received an offer sheet in free agency from the team's rival, the Dallas Mavericks. Eventually chose Dallas, injured in the playoffs, hurt a knee, only played the one game. But I think they've got great things ahead for him with the Mavs.
Yeah, you know, Parsons was a restricted free agent, so that meant the Rockets could match if they wanted to, but they declined to match Dallas's offer, which sent Parsons packing just up the road in Texas. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Kicks it to Redick. This one for 3. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
You know, back to the topic of Parsons' free agency, the offer from the Mavs was 3 years, $46 million. Houston didn't want to go that high, so they reluctantly let Parsons leave. Ultimately, Houston filled Parsons' small forward role with the signing of Trevor Ariza. Not bad.
And talking about the Texas showdown over Parsons last year, even his teammates got involved. After Parsons left, James Harden reacted saying that Dwight Howard and Harden were the cornerstones of the Rockets. But that's probably nothing compared to the rivalry that the two teams' ownerships felt.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Guys, this one is threatening to get really ugly.
They're forcing the ball inside, and it's working beautiful.
It really is. 5 out of 6 of their last field goals have come from the paint.
Paul goes in. Griffin. It's rebounded by Dallas. Pachulia's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
Just not there from a rhythm standpoint right now. It's really eluding him.
Here's Crawford. It's good with the assist that time from Johnson. 6 points for Crawford.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
They set the screen. Pass to Parsons to the right side. With the fadeaway. It's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Nowitzki.
What great touch there on the fadeaway. Man, right in his face.
And it's Paul penetrating. And it's the Mavericks on the break. Harris has got the ball. Parsons' shot is off. For Los Angeles, they've gone 4 of 9 from the floor so far in the third. And there's the whistle, fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Wesley Matthews picks one up.
Boy, for Jamal Crawford, guys, it's been a really good career. Not many guys can maintain his level of quickness after 15 years in the league. I mean, but last season, he finally started to show a little wear and tear.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Cole Aldrich, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Smith comes in for Blake Griffin. Lance Stevenson subbed in for Johnson. Pachulia dishes to Mavericks. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
Smith with a wide open look. And the Clippers miss again. And back to Crawford last season, he was down in field goal and three-point percentage. Plus, he battled with a calf injury that ultimately kept him out of 17, 18 games late in the year.
Yeah, Kevin, but his deep range spread the floor when he was out there. He still has that presence about him that you have to honor him. And he also hits some very timely shots. A dangerous assassin who always needs to be accounted for.
Both free throws good from Nowitzki.
You know, in Dirk Nowitzki, you start to wonder if he's the best foreign-born player ever. Of course, you have a lot of competition for that distinction. I mean, you got Hakeem, Nash, Parker, just to name a few.
Mavericks trail by 6. Here's Harris. Outside Matthews. Nowitzki against Smith. Rebound by Aldridge. And now running up the court, Stevenson pushing it up. And he gets the bucket. 10 points for Jamal Crawford.
And I like how he puts himself in position there to finish on the break.
Yeah, you know, that's what we call seeing and feeling the game. Excellent read of how that play was going to develop and where the ball was going. That's stuff that...
The fourth quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back. And here are the Clippers now. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Devin Harris is out there with Matthews. And it's Pachulia in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Matthews with it. Inside. That one's good, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just 8 points with the bucket from Harris.
Great unspoken communication between teammates, leading to the nice assist and the easy score.
Griffin a screen on Harris. The pass to Griffin. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And you see the way Blake Griffin plays. He is a force. Very hard to contain him when he gets in close just due to his strength and activity.
No good on the free throw for Griffin and his ability to create contact close. He's been called a bull in a china shop, something that I think Clarkie embraces.
Yeah, I think he'd rather be the bull than the china in that situation because of his strength and physicality. And I think that's the right mentality to have as a power forward.
And Matthews kicks to Harris. There's the screen. Parsons passes to Harris. Griffin against Nowitzki. Back to Harris. To the inside. Just 5 on the clock. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. Clippers leading by 9. Paul dishes to Griffin. And stolen by Parsons. Moving it up. Nowitzki, good.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
And Chandler Parsons, boy, he can really give you a whole lot of everything. Length, quickness, skills, can shoot, pass, rebound, defend, the total package.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Kevin, Doc Rivers was just addressing the plan with his team. He laid one thing out there for them, saying, now is the time to eliminate any chance of a mistake. We've got a good lead. Don't take any unnecessary risks or commit a silly foul. Smart basketball from here on out.
And back to Chandler Parsons. His versatility is so valuable to any scheme. We've now seen that in both Houston and Dallas. he gives you percentages and good production every time out.
He does, Kevin, but the one area where I'd like to see him improve is his physical strength. I mean, to take his game to the next level, he's got to be able to play through contact a little bit better. If he can do that, we're talking about a guy who could be a perennial all-star.
Fades away. No good off the back of the rim.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
And Matthews kicks to Nowitzki. He makes his 9th shot of the game. He has only missed 4.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from inside the paint area.
There's got to be a wall of defense when it comes to attacking the paint. Plain and simple.
Jordan kicks to Redick. Picked by Griffin. Here's Pierce. Rejected by Nowitzki. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Pierce. And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the 4th. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Yeah, great momentum for them offensively.
That's out of bounds. The Mavericks able to retain possession here.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
And here's Parsons. 6 on the shot clock. Unloads from 9. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Now just a 1-point Clipper lead.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
And, Greg, it was really their defense just as much as their offense that served as the real catalyst, and I think it allowed them to put that run together.
And he misses the go-ahead basket.
And although he doesn't quite get the block, he does get the missed field goal attempt because of his ability to alter the shot.
Well, almost as effective as a block. I mean, made him completely change his release point, and I think that caused a miss.
Williams with the ball. Now Pierce defending. Williams passes to Nowitzki. Fades and shoots. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. Nowitzki's got 16 here in the second half.
This switch has definitely been flipped to on this quarter, guys.
And the Clippers call time here. They're trailing by 1. 1:15 left to play here in the 4th. Jamal Crawford, he's checked in for J.J. Redick. Paul against Williams. Feeds to Griffin. To the paint. Here's Jordan, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam. Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
Absolutely. I mean, 6 lead changes here so far.
Exciting stuff.
And, guys, no separation yet, and I really don't think we're going to see any all the way down.
Nowitzki with the screen on Paul. Williams dishes to Nowitzki. 5 on the clock. Shoots the 3. Williams can't hit. And the Clippers have possession. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game. Pierce with a wide open look. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
Here's Nowitzki. Jordan with the rebound. We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, you got the lead. Burn some clock here.
Smart move.
Yep.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making them. Well, Kev, that took forever. I don't know what took them so long, but the coaching staff can't be pleased with that right now.
And so both free throws are good, and it's a 3-point game.
Absolutely massive free throws. That'll force them into a 3-point attempt.
Dallas calls timeout. They trail by 3. 12 seconds left in the 4th. What's your take, guys?
And you know what? You got a couple options here. You can take the 3, to tie it or get the quick 2 and then a foul.
And, you know, if it opens up for them inside, the quick 2 would be the way I would lean, Greg, but the foul has to come immediately after that.
Williams kicks to Jenkins. There's the dish to Villanueva. Nowitzki outside. It's in! And that shot brings them to within just 1.
And you've got to love the energy right now. They got hot when they absolutely had to.
And really the focus right now is to stay hot. Not much time left to complete this comeback, so they've got to get it done now.
So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now let's move on to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul.
He had a very nice night from the field tonight, shooting over 50%. That smooth, soft touch was working for him tonight. No matter how tight the D played him, he was still shooting it right in their face.
You know what? He's a total package as a floor general. There may not be an official ranking for the best leaders in the league, but if there was, CP3 would be right at the top of the list.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight, but we're just